What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. If this is your first time here, welcome. So we're hanging out. It's Friday night, and I got this guy here. You guys got names for him. So for the longest time, we knew him by his last name. And then all of a sudden, he decided to show his face, and people started calling him by his first name. And then all of a sudden, that wasn't enough, so they just started calling him the Dude.
And it's classy night tonight, guys.
That's right. We're using metal straws, and we got some Pinot.
Yeah.
In the form of, it looks like what? Apple juice, ginger ale? Yeah, we got the Mott's.
Yeah, the Mott's.
We got the Mott's. We got Cody Lafke in the house, the Dude who loves movies. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, dudes and dudettes? My name's Cody, and I'm just a dude who loves movies. I'm here to have a good, chill night with KB.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Man, you've blown up. You're humble about it. We were talking backstage, but you've blown up. People loving what you're doing on the channel. More people have told me about the Dr. Giggles video this week than I don't know what. The stuff you did for the Hall of Fame. You know what it is? It's two things. It's being comfortable in front of the camera and production value. And you seem to have them both. So just want to give you some props before we go any further.
Well, thank you, KB. I appreciate that.
And we won't talk about the beard and the fact you got a better voice than me. I had the voice game down before you got here, man. I had women using words like sexy and read the phone book to me and whatnot, and here you come, and all of a sudden those compliments got kind of silent.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. I honestly don't like my voice, so
neither do I. Neither do I.
And I have friends that make fun of me all the time for it. They're like, "Hey, Batman, how you doing?" You know?
Why'd you say that name?
I was in the frozen food section once with my friend, and some girls asked me about something, and I was like, "They're right down there," and they're like, "Okay, Cody." Like I was like, "Oh, that's just my voice," you know.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Talking movies, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with the non-movie question. We'll get into the movies, have a conversation, and then we'll end the way we normally do with the 5 takes. Sounds good? All right.
The dude approves.
The dude abides and the dude approves. All right. Even before we get started, my non-movie question is, and this is kind of interesting because you're not wearing any, but how many hats and caps can we expect you to wear tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah.
None tonight.
Okay.
Yes. I'm keeping it classy for you and for
Appreciate
the people
that.
at home. It's
Appreciate
Good Friday.
that.
Yep.
I like that. I like that.
But I have a lot.
I've seen you switch during a live stream without you even knowing, so I had to put that out there and make sure.
You know what that was? So I knew Dave was going to be on, and I was like, he usually wears a black hat. So I brought a black hat, and I was getting in. I saw him, so I flipped on my pink hat. I was okay, and I put it down there. And I was doing something during the stream, and it fell off. So I just kind of reached down to grab my hat, forgetting the other hat was there, and put it on. And I didn't even notice until Melis was like, "Do you have a different colored hat on?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
That was too funny. That was too funny. Of course, we're not alone. So before we get into my movie questions, let's see who's in the chat. They might have some questions for us. So starting off, we have Starships of Greatness. He's excited to be home and ready to watch this. Telling everyone to hit the like button. Salute to you. And he adds a comment we already know. The dude is awesome. Cheers to who respected.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that.
He's actually the reason why I say that in my videos. Cheers to who's respected.
I like that.
He was a friend of mine from high school, and we were big fans of Obi Trice, and that's something he would say in his. We'd listen to Cheers all the time. His or it was Cheers actually, his second album. And,
Yeah.
He had a song called To Who Was Respecting, and he would say that in the beginning of one of his songs, and we just always said it to each other. And he moved away to Tennessee, so now whenever I can, that's my salute to him. So his name's Chris.
That.
Yeah.
I like that. Welcome, Chris. Thanks for joining us. We got Tony. He was up bright and early despite the 6-hour stream last night and this morning. Wow.
Crazy.
If you guys did not check that, Middle Evolution had a live stream last night, and they broke Pop's Movie Dungeons record. They went 6 hours and 1 minute. Some people were there for all of it. Isn't that right, Cody?
Yes, I was there for all of it. I was telling KB that shows what kind of life I have, where I can sit there and watch a 6-hour stream and join it for 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they had people pop in and join in. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Someone else who was there. We got Bobby Blue in the house. A dog may be a man's best friend, but your beard will always be your best wingman. How long you been growing it now?
So I've had a beard for probably 10 years, but I didn't actually start growing it out until the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Until I didn't have to be seen, you know.
Yeah, couple of years then.
Yeah, and then I trim it up once in a while.
Yeah, keep it classy.
Yeah.
We got Tony P in the house. We got motorcycle people outside. I don't know if you could hear that.
I did hear, yeah.
Adrian James in the house, as well as Holland Oates. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us as always. More Steelbook Crew love. We got Mizzy in the house. What's up? We got 100. Looking forward to the combo. We got Brother Dell joining us. What's up to you? We got What's Johnny Watching? What's going on?
Johnny.
Fans of something. Yes, sir.
Fans of Sandler.
That's right.
Fans of Saget. That's them.
Fans of VHS tapes.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Fans of the Funko. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got Adam the Movie Hunter popping in. Hello again. Good to see you. Everybody saying hello to each other. Those that have never been here before, I do not read every comment. The chat is for you as well as us as well, but keep your conversations going. We got Caprice in the house, another person who was there last night for the 6-hour stream.
Yeah, I think she was there for almost all of it, if not all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think by the time it ended, it must have been midnight for her. So
yeah,
respect to you. Wow. We got Michael in the house. Hello. We got Mega Mike the Movie Man. Super excited for this conversation. Thank you, sir. We got Ryan saying hello. Who else we got in here? We got Laren on the check-in. This is going to be fun. I hope you think so. Welcome.
Laren's a cool guy.
We got Vin in the house saying what's up.
Vin.
We got Nick in the house. It is Friday. Just a dude who loves movies. The dude has the best beard on YouTube. Much love. Much respect to you, my friend.
You know what? Everyone go subscribe to Nick. If you don't subscribe to me, subscribe to Nick. He is always promoting people, no matter what.
Yep.
He's a real one.
Good dude. Good dude. We got Tracy in the house. Going to be a great show. Tracy. Thank you. We also had a great conversation this week as well. Go back and catch my conversation with Nerdy Film Girl that took place this past Wednesday. We had a good time.
Great conversation.
Yeah. Glad Maxfield was able to jump in there as well. We got Emmett checking in. He wants to know your thoughts on the X-Men movies.
I'm actually not the biggest fan of the X-Men movies. I like Logan a lot, but that's probably about it.
Yeah. I keep saying, like, as many of you know, I'm getting my media room set up, and I'm starting to have, like, I had, like, I don't know, domestic fantasies, for lack of a better term, like years ago. And one of the things I always said I'd do is invite people over for double features.
Mm-hmm.
And when I thought of Logan, I'm like, what would I pair that with? It's got to be Shane. You watch Shane, then you watch Logan.
Yeah, that I've never seen Shane, but I've heard people actually say that before.
Yeah, there's actually a scene in Logan when they're in a hotel, and Professor X is watching TV.
Oh,
That's
he's watching Shane.
Yeah, yeah, and the whole thing plays out like how Shane does, very similar. We got Jay Rickenhouse, Jordo's Video Village. It's gonna be in and out, but yeah, man, fam first. Always could catch a replay, but thanks for checking in.
Yes.
Let's see. Had fun in the stream last night. We all did. We all did for sure. Yeah, Obi Trice love. You gotta love it.
Obi Trice, real names, no gimmicks.
Yep. We got Jerry on the check-in. We got Kenneth Can on the check-in. What's going on?
Hall of Famer right there.
Yes, sir. Ah, man. He's a good guy, for a matter of fact.
Hey, what's up, dude? What's up, KB? I hope you're having a great conversation so far. I did have a question, though, for the dude. I am so sorry to interrupt this. What I'm sure has been a great conversation so far. But my one question to the dude is, who is your favorite member of Mid-Levolution? I need to know that. And don't be so quick to answer, okay? Take your time. I don't want Bob or Tony to feel bad when you pick me, okay? But anyway, in all seriousness, I do have a serious question that I want to ask the dude, Mr. Lepke, Leprosy. Real quick, I know you have a real love for 80s, 90s comedies. I do as well. What is your third favorite comedy of the 90s? Not your first, not your second, but what's your third favorite comedy of the 1990s? I need the answer to that question right now, dude. Give it to me now. Thank y'all so much. I hope you have a great show, and I'll see y'all later.
That's actually a hard question. The third one.
I know. He couldn't just be simple. He got to make it complex.
Yeah, because I was like, so yeah. So my third one is going to be American Pie.
Ah.
Yeah.
So what are the other two?
The first one would be Dumb and Dumber, and the second one would be Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Those are movies if no matter where they're at when they're on TV, I can just pick up and watch it, and I'll be like, oh, I'll just watch a few minutes of it.
Nope.
It's on again for the replay, and I'm watching it.
Nope, you're watching the whole thing. But he brings up a good point. So we're recording this on Friday. Tomorrow night, and I wish I had the thumbnail for it. Maybe I'll get it later. But tomorrow night, please join Tim Talks Talkies. For the last month, he's been requesting your top 25 of the 90s movies, not just comedies, but all together throughout the decade. And he's been compiling the results, and the results are in, and we will get to find out the results tomorrow. We're going to have an awesome live stream, a whole bunch of good people on there. Of course, Tim. We got Movies with Ryan, who's in here. Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. Bob's Blu-rays. We got Bearded Film Guy, Moves with Sue, Ken, Tony from Basement Blues, Nick from Movie AV Impulse, and this guy. So should be fun. Come and join us. I think everybody will be surprised to see what the results are. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I heard Tim wanted 100 lists. He got like 160. I've heard.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
In the video when he first was putting the challenge out there, he was like 60, 80. Oh my gosh, 80 would be great. And I was like, you double that, son.
It was a hard list to make, and it's going to be. Who knows what's going to be on there? Like he said before, when it comes to Christmas, you kind of know what might be up there, but 90s, I have a guess, but I have no, it could be anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard, especially like the thing that I sit in mind is it really comes down to age and nostalgia. So, if you were a teenager or a tweener or, younger in between, those are golden years of movie development, forming your own taste, not what your parents take you to or whatever, but you and your friends really start to say, I like that. I like Turtles. I like Terminator, whatever the case may be. And, that's going to be different than people who are older than you. So it all depends on who really makes up that 160 entries that will kind of form
Very
the
true.
list. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, like I noticed your list was far more sophisticated than mine. You had Shawshank Redemption. I had Blank Man. So you know,
But you know what the thing is? If I was 10 years younger, I'd have been all over Blank Man.
Blank Man, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, you know, that was my 20s. So
Yeah, so yeah, I was
yeah,
very young. Yeah.
yeah. So things like Seven and
Mhm.
you know, all that got to me. And then of course I started looking at movies differently during that time. So it wasn't just like eating popcorn, watching a movie. It was like, oh snap! Now I'm looking at this like a cinephile.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm looking at, you know, the cinematography and the movie making,
Mhm.
and still being a kid when it comes to things like Jurassic Park, because that was innovative.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Blow your
T2
mind.
was innovative.
Mhm.
So you still got to give props to stuff like that. So let's see who else is in here. We got Fish. Can't stay. He's working. But in your respect, he says, gonna roundhouse kick that like button. We love when you say that, man. We love it. We love it. It's a sign of respect. We look forward to it. That's
I
awesome.
appreciate that.
Yeah, there's Michael reminding everyone tomorrow is Tim Talks Talkies Top 25 of the 90s. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Cody, just haven't seen it, so it's super fresh in my mind. What are the dude's thoughts on Tommy Wiseau's masterpiece, The Room?
I've actually never seen it.
Really?
No, but I've seen clips and stuff of it.
Have you seen The Disaster Artist?
I've seen The Disaster Artist. I thought that was great. I've wanted to see it, but I remember like when I was back in like film school, like it wasn't really available.
Yeah.
Because I think
It
back
was
then
hard.
Tommy was hanging on to it with everything. Like you couldn't see it unless you went to a showing. Now it's
Yeah.
more available, and I just haven't seen it. And he was just here, not Tommy Wiseau, but the other guy.
Yeah, Greg.
Greg Setieri. I think he might actually live in Arizona where I'm at. And
Mhm.
so he just had a showing here a couple weeks ago, and I was gonna go, but you know, life gets
Yeah.
caught up.
Yeah, life gets in the way. I know how that goes. Nick says movie AV Impulse and the Dude top 5 coming soon. Is that true?
It's already filmed and in the mail.
Nice. Looking forward to that. We got Tiana in the house. What's up, dear? Who else we got on the check-in? Cody, name some of your favorite movie beards. I know number one.
What would
Tell
that
me if
be?
I'm wrong. Sam Elliott.
From what?
Oh man, I'd probably say Tombstone.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I actually haven't really paid attention to beards, to be honest with you.
Yeah, at least mustaches for sure.
Yes, you know who I do like Stallone's beard in Nighthawks,
Yeah.
early '80s. I
More
thought it
people
was pretty
need
cool.
to know about that movie. That's a
Nighthawks,
good movie, man.
Rutger Hauer.
Yep. I like that. Talking about last night, that stream will go down in history only to be outdone by our next stream. I don't know. Pops might go live tomorrow night, and then you know the sun might be coming up next thing you know. Oh man. Ryan wants to know, what was the final push that made you go ahead and start your first YouTube video? We're going to hold on to that question for a minute, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We'll come back to it, but give Ryan credit for that, asking that question.
It's a good question.
Ken says Shane is incredible. Yes, sir. Michael says a good double feature is Pleasantville and Purple Rose of Cairo. A little Woody Allen there.
I've seen Pleasantville, but not Purple Rose of Cairo.
Cairo. Shane's 70th anniversary. Hopefully we get that 4K treatment. Facts. I didn't know that. That's a good deal. People saying hi to Kenny Levels, Jenny Levels. We got Trini in the house. What's going on? What up? Yeah, we got a whole bunch of people just having the chats going. Thank you to everyone for hanging out with us. We got 32 people in the chat. Please go and give it a like if you haven't already. Somebody hit me like in the middle of the week on Instagram and said, "Oh my gosh, I just subbed to you. I thought I had been subbed for months." So everybody go check.
Yeah,
If you assume you might be, you know what, out of you and me. So
Yeah.
go
That's
and
happened to
make
me
sure.
too
Yeah, me
with other
too.
people. I'll be like, how come I haven't seen their video in a while? I'm like, how am
Hmm.
I not subbed to them?
Or sometimes just because I have so many chats, I just have one account. So all my
Mhm.
movie stuff, it's, same thing, film students. So I got all my cinematography stuff. I got all my video essays. Then I used to DJ, so I got all my DJ
Yeah.
stuff. And I'll just end up searching for somebody, and I do that one too many times. And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden I'm like, oh snap, I wasn't subbed to that person. So
That's how I was with Brian Goes Blue. I could have sworn I was subbed to him, and
hmm
something came up to where I had to look him up or something like that, and I was like, "How am I not subbed to him?" But then I subbed to him right away.
yeah. Yeah. I've been seeing the chat for the last 5 weeks. So yeah, I know everybody in the chat. Look at that. Where is it? I think Brian just said it. Anyway, I'll catch up to it. We're gonna come back to the chat. I want to get started with some questions. So tell me about Lapkey Vision Films.
So Lepke Vision Films, that was a film production I used for making movies and things like music videos and trailers and stuff like that. Anything to do with stuff that I went for film school for.
Hmm.
And so that's why when I moved over, I wanted to kind of grow away from that. And I also had some trouble with that name. So I definitely, when I wanted to come over, I wanted to come over and do something fresh. So that's why I changed it to Dude Who Loves Movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where Lepke Vision Films was. It was more of a play on, my last name and then Vision Films. And 50 Cent had so I love 50 Cent, and he had one Cheetah Vision Films. But I
I
actually made
remember
mine
that.
I made mine a little bit before he made his, but I thought that was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
I think he knew me, so cheers to his respect.
Oh man. With that in mind.
What's up, everyone? Bob Fleur is here. I hope you're having a great stream so far. Cody, or dude, whatever you go by nowadays. I know you trashed me in the stream last night. I'm just teasing. It was all in love, I know. But anyways, I wanted to say I hope you're having a great stream, man. I've enjoyed getting to know you over the last couple of months or so, about 4 or 5 months, man. You've been like a brother to me. You've come in clutch with streams I've been on where you are willing to make videos for me or things like that. You are super creative. It's a blast to watch you create content. The Dr. Giggles video you did was absolutely just fire. It was perfect. It was hilarious. You're very good at creating content. Like I said, you're very original. And you're just creative. And you're a lot of fun to watch. You're fun to stream with. It's just a lot of fun being around you, man. And I really appreciate you. And I just wanted to say that. So I hope you're having a great stream. But before I let you go, I've got a quick question for you. So I was just wondering, what made you decide to want to finally launch your channel? I know there were several people that were very inspirational behind you wanting to finally do it, but I'm just curious what made you finally decide to take that plunge. Obviously, you've seen great growth. I'm just curious how you've enjoyed YouTube so far and creating content. And will you ever plan on hosting any live streams in the future? Anyways, man, have a great night. Enjoy the stream. And I love you, man. Appreciate you like a brother.
Thank you, Bob.
It's kind of like the question they both had, and I also had on my group of questions. So first of all, what was the final push to make you go ahead and start YouTube? And then after that, I think you already told me the whole thing with the live streams, but
I'll go ahead and explain it. But
yeah.
So before the pandemic, I would make movies. I was gone all the time making movies. I was on this friend's set or some other friend's set doing stuff. But once the pandemic started, we were all at home and whatnot. And then after the pandemic, like a lot of my friends or my crew, I should say, they just move on, but they just, as you get older, in your 20s, it's really cool. Everyone's like, oh wow, cool, you're making movies. Then once you're in your 30s, they're like, I don't know, man. I got a family. I got to do this. It's really hard to get people to do stuff for little, for little pay and stuff like that, especially at like the ground level I'm at, which was like a student filmmaker, which is nothing, which is close to nothing. Like I've made movies for $60. But so anyways, during the pandemic, I was also recovering from an injury, and I was watching YouTube. I always thought YouTube was for movie trailers and music videos. But then I came across some people like Pizzow. He was one of the first people I came across. So I started watching him, and that opened me up to more different people. And I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. And then like when you're somebody who's creative and you're not creating, that can kind of be the worst thing for you. It's like I don't want to say it's depressing, but it's like it puts you in a place where you don't really want to be. And you I guess you can say it, you're not yourself when you're hungry. So you need that Snickers, I should say. And so I was sitting there watching, and I was kind of going back and forth. I was like, man, I can't do this. I can't sit here and talk about I mean, I can talk about movies, but I can't go ahead. There's so many people, so many great people out there. And then I was watching, like Born to Be Rad, and I was like, I really, really relate to Garrett. And then, Mel, I was like, man, I really, really relate to Mel. And then I was like, man, I really, really relate to Justin. And then they formed the super group called the Rad Pack. I was like, dang, these are the coolest people. I swear they're the coolest people, and they're into like everything I'm into. And then it was right around when Garrett had his 1,000th stream, and he was playing it the way he did it, the way he set it up. It was like WrestleMania. Like he had run-ins. It was like a wrestling event, and I'm all for that. And I was like, this is so cool. This is something I really want to do. And then I was like, all right, I want to do it, but I kept pushing myself kind of away from it. I was like, no, it needs to be this, it needs to be that. And then I'd see, I remember I was getting ready to start, and Halloween Kills came out. I saw Halloween Kills in theaters. And man, the theater was going crazy. They loved it. There were people dressed like Michael Myers. I was like, that was a great movie. I freaking loved Halloween Kills. I go home, go online, nobody liked it. And I was like, did I see the right movie? So I turned on.
Experience the same thing.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what the heck? And I was like, maybe it was my theater experience, because there's everyone was going crazy. Everyone was loving it. Like I said, there's Michael Myers walking around the audience. So anyways, I watched it on Peacock, and I was like, I liked it even more. So I was like, man, maybe I'm just out of touch. And so I just didn't. And then the Rad Pack, I forgot who it was. One of the members was like, hey, are you going to send us a video? Because I almost didn't, because I was like, I'll leave that open for somebody else, because I didn't know what to ask them, because so anyways, I made a video saying or asking any advice on how to start a channel, this and that, and they gave me so much good advice, and they said so much good things, and even the chat was so welcoming. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to get on social media. So that's what I did. That was in March, or that was in November. So in after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to get the ball rolling, because that started the ball from rolling. And so it was December. I started an Instagram, my first time ever on Instagram. No idea what I'm doing. Still don't know what I'm doing. And then, and then in July, I just started making, and then first of all, fans of something, fans of something asked me to be on their watch along for Jack Frost. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then Mel from My Killer Podcast had me be on her Bottom of the Barrel stream. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it just kind of went from there. And then people were, oh, when's that coming up? And I was like, okay, well, I got to get a laptop. I got to do this. So as soon as I got the laptop, a week later, I dropped the video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a long answer.
No, that was exactly what happened, and we needed to hear that. So yes, thank Rad Pack. What about the second part to that, which is the live stream question that Bob had?
Yeah, so I have actually not even thought about doing a live stream until I was like, man, like I haven't even thought about it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe when I get to a 500 subscribers, I'll start thinking about it. Because for some reason, hosting a live stream kind of makes me super nervous. I don't know, like I give it all to you guys who are hosting. It seems like a lot, and knowing me, I'd be doing something wrong, and the picture, I would be recording.
It's as easy as this. It's like, oops, I did something wrong. Okay, I'm taking it down.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, because when you and I talked about it earlier this week, I was like, man, I haven't even put any thought into it. But I think I might, because you did it before you hit 500. Yeah. Correct? Didn't you just start off doing it?
No, I used to do these pre-recorded. I started off using Zoom, and then Zoom just set up like this, just dual screen, no switching, that was the next thing I did. I started, so it would switch to whoever's talking. And then I started using live stream because I saw everyone using it.
Mhm.
And I think it was, shout out to Bob. I hit him up one day and I was like, can you just bring me into like a private live stream and just show me what it's all about? And he showed it to me. And the thing about the program is it may seem like a lot, but it really isn't. It's right now, if I look at it, it's comments, banners, brand, private chat. I don't even touch the private chat unless I see something there. Comments is everyone in the chat. Banners is like how I do the 5 takes at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then brand is everything else. Your overlays, if you use it, your backgrounds, which right now it's, that and that at the bottom, which, I mean, you don't have to do, you could just use their predefined ones. And then that's it. I mean, most of the time it's just a matter of keeping up with chat, but
Yeah.
I will extend the same offer to you because each one teach one. That's how I roll. So if you ever want to do it or you hit 500 and you want to do it, I will gladly take you through live stream.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
The only reason why is like that. I'm always afraid I'm gonna like do it and it'd be like one person in the stream. I'm like, oh,
Nah.
okay. It would be, who it would be? It'd be Hall & Oates. I'd be there.
Hall & Oates, Adrian James.
Yeah.
They will be there. Look, Tony says, I'm a pro with these conversations and I enjoy them. Thank you, sir. I think last night was the first time he did StreamYard. So, you just start. And if you mess up, you're human. Thanks for letting us know. Back to the chat because they are going wild in there. Let's see. His number 3 favorite comedy is American Pie. Lizzie doesn't like that. Blank Man has great cinematography. Yeah, especially when he's falling. We got Grace Chang in the house. She says, Mr. Dude, what's your favorite faction on YouTube? There was only one correct answer.
I'm sorry, what was that went out? What was that?
She wants to know your favorite faction. Like wrestling.
Oh, yeah. My favorite faction on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
I won't say anything.
And right behind that is Mel from My Killer Podcast, shouting you out. We got Movie Hunter 2020 in the house. Good evening, sir. Telling everyone to smash that like button. Thank you very much. Still need to see that Stallone movie called Samaritan. I remember that was like, it got really bad reviews. But just like you were saying about kills, it's like the audience could think one thing and, critics will think something else. It's what's going on right now with Super Mario Brothers. The critics are killing it. Personally, I reviews it. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 as a critic. But as a fan, as somebody who's played a Mario game in the last 40 years, I loved it. It was like Easter eggs galore, nostalgia galore, and it left you wanting more. And there's going to be more because it's going to make money this weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
What's your favorite horror movie franchise?
Child's Play.
Nice. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Here's Brian telling on himself. He just subbed to me a few weeks ago. It does. It happens.
Oh.
It happens. Good question, Michael. Where did you go to film school?
So I didn't go anywhere prestigious. I went to a community college. So, we have a pretty good film school out here, but I went to the one I could afford because I was paying for it out of my own pocket.
I hear that.
But I had a way better experience at that film school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I remember the first day they're like, okay, my teacher was like, we're going to watch one of the best openings of a movie. And I want you guys to take notes on it. And it was Blade.
Nice.
I was like, this is awesome. And then of course,
nice.
He introduced me to so many things. It was great. Like I got to watch. That's where he was a huge Spike Lee fan, so he got me into Spike Lee.
Nice.
Yep.
He didn't say we're gonna watch Saving Private Ryan or he's like we're gonna watch Blade.
Blade, yeah, that's how it was. Like every week, he's like, now I'm gonna show you this. It's like, oh, cool.
That's so cool. Michael wants to know how many movies do you own?
I don't know how many. I have a lot. I don't know how many though. That's what I'm saying. I get them, but I don't count them. And it's been a while. It's been maybe 5-10 years since I've counted them.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, but I do need to go and organize them, and then I can show them off to some people.
I'm the same way, especially now. Everything. My daughter just hit me on text while we're here saying she's looking for a movie. I said, okay, there are 2 tubs of Blu-rays. The one on the left should be the one. So I have an idea, but I was right. So I'm glad she found it. So we were talking about your film company, and I know you made a bunch of shorts. Let the people know, first of all. And my question from that is, where can we watch things like Sweetheart and Therapy and your other shorts?
Man, you did some research.
It's what I do.
So you
I
can
got to
watch,
make it unique.
you can watch them on Lepke Vision Films, or you can watch them on Cult Classic Pictures. They're kind of all you really got to do is Google my name and stuff comes up.
Yeah.
You know, or not Google my name, but go to YouTube and put my first name and last name in, and a lot of my stuff will come up.
The thing, you know, it's kind of like the film student rites of passage, whether it's for a grade or just something you and your buds do. But making shorts, people I think poo-poo it a little bit too much, because you really get a chance to take all that knowledge that you learn in class, you know, all the various angles, all your different shot lengths, and you know, when do you go for a medium? When do you go for a close-up? Are you going to have a voice of God shot? Why would you put that in here versus there? And you really get to explore that in like a 3 to 20 minute movie. Whereas if it's something feature, first, you may not have the money to do that, especially if you're shooting film, but even digital, I mean, it's much harder. And, you know, I was thinking about it. So many feature films that we love got their starts as shorts. So things like Saw, when he was, when Juan was promoting it, he had to put it out there as a short, first of all. Whiplash, Evil Dead, even locally, you know, The Stylist, made by Jill Six, started out as a short, and then they did a GoFundMe thing, and they got it made into a feature, and now Arrow has it, you know, physical media and on their channel and everything, and it's very successful. So of all the ones that you've acted or directed or whatever, which of those would you like to see become a feature film if you could?
So I have a movie called No Mercy that hasn't been seen by anybody yet, or it probably won't be seen by anybody. I filmed it in 2013, and we had so many problems with it. We lost footage, we did this and that, and it was finally completed last year. We finally got it 100% complete, and it was a short film, but it was kind of like a death sentence or a death wish, or you know, something where I really liked it. I think that could really go be a longer movie, be a full length.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, if anybody does look at my stuff, I will say I was in film school, and we started off using tape. That's how you know, low budget our school was, tape. But man, like if you go to a bigger school, you don't even get to touch a camera till like the fourth year.
Third year, fourth year.
Yeah, something like that. Man, it was like the second week we're firing those bad boys up and
It's
just
true.
shooting stuff. Yeah.
It's true. I mean, like 4-year schools, the first 2 years you're focusing on your generals and whatnot, and you might take 1 or 2 film classes a semester, and you're going through like the basics, the 101s, and you're watching classics. You're watching Strange Love and, you know, Harold and Maude and things like that, and you're just kind of plucking information from each one. Like, this is what a Dutch angle is, or this is what you know, mise en scène is, or whatever the case may be. And then they finally get to like your 3rd year, and you're doing like script writing, and you're doing you get access to a bay to edit film, or you get access to a computer and you learn Premiere or whatever the case may be. And then you have assignments where it's like, go out and make a movie. So it is a different experience when you go to a smaller school, because it's more hands-on. I call it guerrilla. It's more guerrilla in that sense.
That's exactly what it was. Everything was guerrilla, but we were like a family, and like I'm glad I took that route. I learned so much by doing all that stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Believe me, if Cody goes live, that's what Johnny will be watching. See, they got love for you out here, man.
Thank you, Johnny.
I appreciate that. You will not be alone. That is the point. Some talk back and forth in here. What's up, Eddie? Been watching while editing? Oh yeah, I'm sure talking about editing, I'm sure you don't miss actual film editing,
No,
like splicing and all that.
no.
It's good to know.
So I've only had to do that once, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm glad I am in a different generation where I don't have to do that.
What's up, Fuzz? Yeah, like I was talking to Huck. As many of you know, Huck is an actual editor. He lives out in California. And, you know, he started with like editing bays and splicing and taping together and all that stuff. And now he works on a computer. It must seem like a night and day difference. So,
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh, I could only remember.
Did you go to film school?
Me, yes.
Oh, did you? I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Where did you go, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to KU. I was at University of Kansas. So
Nice.
I had already had my degree and all that. So I say I did that for me because I don't know. Once I fell in love with movies, it's in the title. It's like I just wanted to learn as much as I could. And I was working there at the time. So it was like free class.
Yeah.
Movies. And it wasn't, you know, like some places they're like, you could go to school, but it has to be something that helps your career along.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want that situation because I was doing IT stuff. I didn't need more IT classes.
No.
But you know, when they said, yeah, you could take courses on anything, I was like, bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take film classes because they knew me. That's all I talk about. So
Did you ever do the festival route with your movies at all?
I never had to do that. They had a
I did that
they
for
had a local
15
one.
years.
Yeah, ooh.
It's a
grind.
It is. No one wants to buy short films, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like I could travel 5 hours from here, and it could be like 4 people in the audience, or you know, you have people judging you, or the people who are picking it. It could be some guy living in his basement, and he's just, you know, he's just like he doesn't care, you know, he has nothing to do with it. So it's just
highly critical and don't mean nothing.
Yeah. So my movie, because all my movies have done pretty well at film festivals, and Sweetheart was the one that did the best, and that played at like maybe 10 festivals around the world. And I remember somebody saying, it's like, wow, 10 festivals, you're really lucky to have that. I was like, dude, I sent it to 120 festivals.
Yeah, you get like 10%.
So I either heard no.
Deal.
Yeah, I was like, I heard no 1,000 times, or heard, you know, I heard no over and over again, or I didn't hear anything at all. You know,
1 out of 10 yeses is like a big deal because it's usually more like 1 out of 20.
Yeah.
And 1 out of 10 means you actually have a good film.
Yeah. And then back then, if you're doing the festival route, you had to keep it off of YouTube, because YouTube back then was like a no. And that's another reason why I was like, I don't want to start a YouTube channel. It's so looked down upon. But that's something different. You know, like what we're doing is something kind of different, and it's a different time now. YouTube's so great now for that now. So it used to be like, you know, it's like going to the Oscars and be like, hey, I started off in porn kind of thing. You know, you kind of keep that to yourself. Yeah. You know. But yeah, the festival route is it was fun for a while, but then it was just like, man, this is a grind.
My thing was we always had a local independent. It's like actually one of the oldest theaters in the Midwest, called Liberty Hall. It used to be a concert hall. So like any of the big bands that would come through and play the college tours would play there for a long time. And then they made it into strictly a movie house. So like Nirvana and all those guys, when they were coming up, Soundgarden, think early 90s. Yeah. They all played there. But at the end of every spring semester, we would have a shorts festival with all the students. So I never had to go and like hit the pavement with my films or anything like that. I can't even put my hands on any of them. So.
Oh no.
No. I don't know what any of them are, to tell you the truth. It would be cool if I did, to just be able to throw them up.
Yeah.
Ken is reaching.
I don't. You guys don't have a hand gesture. I just know this is the only sign language I know.
Yeah. Well, he has that hand thing. That's
Oh
why.
yeah.
Yeah. Pure hangout in the house. What's going on?
Beer Hangout's a cool dude.
Yeah, man. Killer stash.
Yeah.
He says we don't use hand gestures. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you for all this chat going back and forth in here. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Thank you for being here on a Friday night, everybody.
I know. Just hanging out. Ooh, more iconic dude. Big Lebowski dude? Or where's my car dude?
So this is probably going to blow people's mind. I've never seen The Big Lebowski. It is on my list to see very soon. But I also like, but I do love Dude Where's My Car. But I'm probably more of a laid back dude, like the Big Lebowski. In my mind,
I could see you really enjoying that movie.
yeah. I don't know why. It's one of those movies that I just haven't seen.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Timmy Tim is in the house. Not late. Just hanging out, man. We are just hanging out. Mizzy says last night was a blast with the Middle Evolution crew. Went to bed around 9 a.m. My Lord. I think I was waking up around 9 a.m. I'm sure y'all have seen a great stream so far. Cody is the man. Yeah,
Thank you,
catch that
Triple T.
replay. Catch that replay.
Thank you, Tim.
Yep. Oh, there you go. Watch one of your shorts and it rocked.
Thank you, Mel.
That is awesome.
Mel's a big supporter.
Yeah, man. Good lady, good lady. Let's see. Just going through the chat here. People busting chops. More people went to film school than you know. Tiana says that it would be cool. Michael said he went to school. And so did Nick.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
The University of my living room.
Okay.
Nice. I thought you were going to say Criterion Classroom in a box. A lot of people went to that one too. Caprice, I only went to film school for 2 years and changed majors. Totally get it though, KB. I did it mostly for me. Yeah, got to. I think it's more personalized when you do, you know, than like biology, sociology, film.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. Let's see, back and forth. Michael said, I went to film school, most of the black and white movies, early colors. Discovered it early at 10 years old. Okay. Top 3 genres, Nick wants to know.
Horror, action, and comedy.
SCIFF Festival?
I did not. I did go to San Diego, a San Diego festival. I can't remember what it was, but it was a very nice festival. I liked it a lot.
Some more love from Johnny.
Thank
Cody
you,
has
Johnny.
heard a lot of no's. He'll never hear a no from us. The love.
Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it, buddy.
The love.
I'm glad I did my hair for this then.
It's looking good. It's looking good. Yeah, I'm sure Ken owes Tony a lot more money than he gave for last night.
That was probably the funniest part about last night was them trying not to cuss.
Yeah, virtual swear jar.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. Yeah, I agree. Got to see the Big Lebowski.
I'm gonna see it soon, like within the next month. I promise you.
Some people saw it within the last month for Tim's list. Benicio, Mr. Roundhouse Kick. What up? What up?
Yeah. Benicio del Toro.
Yes, sir.
Buddy.
I like that name. Mel agrees. You'll get all the references. See, like I said, the dude abide. It was a given. I figured you knew what I was talking about.
So many people just say it to me. I'm just like, You know?
Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Eddie did not like the Big Lebowski, to be honest, after watching it twice. Okay. You have? Yeah, everyone's different about it. That's for sure. But I think most cult films are like that. Like sometimes the critics hate it or it comes out at a bad time, so it's a box office bomb and it finds a new life in home video and streaming and so forth. And then some people just don't like it or didn't get it.
That's how I was when I was in film school. I made the mistake of saying I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. So,
Oh my gosh, I could just imagine your classmates like, what do you mean you haven't seen Pulp Fiction?
my teacher made me go to the library right then and there and rent it. And I went home and watched it, and I did not like it the first time, but I like it now.
Is it?
Like after that, I think so. I don't like being forced to watch something.
Yeah,
I have to be in the mood to kind of watch something. So
yeah.
like that's why I don't like to schedule. I'm going to do this and that. I have to, have to be in the mood. So once I was in the mood, I really liked it.
Yeah. And I think also what happens is when people overhype something and then you finally see it, you're like, what was all this hype about?
Well, that's the thing. I was cornered, and I was like, oh, so sorry.
Yeah. You felt bad.
Yeah, everyone was just like, I was like, okay, I'll watch. And I had to go get it. I watched it that night, and I was like, man, it wasn't my thing.
Mhm.
And but because my favorite Tarantino movie is Jackie Brown. I've always loved Jackie Brown, and I don't know why. People are like, really, Jackie Brown? I was like, I just really dig that movie.
Yeah. So you'd probably dig Elmore Leonard's books because that was one of them. And I don't know why I keep bringing up this point, but I love the fact that which one came first, Out of Sight or Jackie Brown? Out of Sight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Michael Keaton plays a cop in Out of Sight, which is based on another book written by Elmore Leonard.
They play the same character. Yeah.
That's in Jackie Brown, and they brought Keaton in for that. I love that about that movie. Yeah. It's like that's like chef's kiss right there. Like, wow, that's beautiful.
Michael Keaton's one of my favorite actors too.
He's awesome. He's awesome. Benicio, since you mentioned horror, wants to know what your top horror films are.
So my favorite movie of all time is Child's Play 2. That's just a whole big nostalgia thing. Now that I'm on the spot. So yeah,
they do that. The chat does that. Just realize it's fluid. Tomorrow you can have a different thing. If somebody says, "Well, what about this?" Just say because 5.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah. So yeah, Child's Play 2. I loved. Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Good ones. Same person. Yep. Yeah,
and I'm like I love a horror movie now. I can't think of any of them.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my goodness. I'm like drawing like I love Halloween 4. It's my favorite franchise. Is Halloween 4.
Interesting.
And I like Jason Takes Manhattan.
I do too.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I have fond memories of that night when I first saw it.
Yeah,
that's another story, not for YouTube. But just something about that movie. They took too long to get him to Manhattan, but that's another story. But I never bought the box set that everybody got. I'm like, I only really like 3 in Manhattan. That's it.
Oh, see, I do like them all. Oh, and I think a low-key really good horror movie is Orphan. That's probably my favorite recent movie, and that's 14 years old.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, like the whole Esther thing.
Yeah.
So
it blew me away when I went and saw it.
A Blu-ray is in the house. Gotta shout you out. How you doing tonight, Bonnie? Thoughts on Urban Legend?
I love Urban Legend. I like the first 2. I wasn't a big fan of the third one.
You're right, Holland. You're absolutely right. But Bob likes it too. Maybe he has his reasons too. You are absolutely right. It was a beautiful night. I will say that. That's all I will say.
Was there some Keith Sweat playing?
There might have been. I remember Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
Soft and Warm, The Quiet Storm. That's all I'll say. Let's see. I skipped over a few. Dell wants to know if you have some favorite horror comedies besides Child's Play, because
Yeah.
Chucky is funny.
Yeah. I don't really consider Child's Play a horror. I like the first three, maybe the third one's kind of.
Can't be.
Yeah, it can't be. I like Leprechaun. I love Leprechaun.
Mm.
Dr. Giggles.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
And Night of the Creeps. You know, those are.
Haven't seen that in a long time. Wow.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite horror comedies.
Some comments about Lebowski. It's not my favorite, but John Goodman is on 11 and Big Lebowski. Very true.
I love John Goodman. We share the
Very
same
true.
birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. There are 31 people in the chat here, so make sure you hit that like button. Tiana says so.
It's because I said I didn't like the Big Lebowski and everyone got out. Or I didn't see the Big Lebowski and they all got out.
They're like, let's see now. It's all love. It's all love. Caprice, Jackie Brown's her favorite too. I like that. I like that. Let's see. Everybody saying hi to Mom Blu-ray. Adam says Scary Movie 2. Miss, you just rewatch Urban Legends. Still a fun movie. You know what I want to rewatch? I want to rewatch the Final Destination movies.
So those are fun. Very fun.
I think it was when we were talking sequels on Megamike's channel, shout out, and Hard Copy Blues brought it up. Ben was talking about 2, of course, but like he said, all the best kills are in that second one. And it's funny because after a while, you just take all the kills together as just being like a composite of all the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he started saying that, I was like, yeah, they are all in 2. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't remember any of the kills in any of the Saw movies.
Yeah.
So I just rebought the set on Blu-ray
Mhm.
just because I'm like, I'm going to have to go through these because I just remember 1. Because
One.
that's the only one I rewatch over and over again.
You're talking about Saw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't sleep on 6. I thought 6 was really good. It's about the healthcare system,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody made it to 6. You know, like everyone tuned
They
out by
tapped
then.
out.
So I was like, dude, you guys got to see 6. Like, okay, Cody, calm down. Saw 6, okay.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, all right, we need to put you in timeout there. Dinner table scene kills me. So let's see. This was, Johnny's right. We need a Scary Movie box set for sure.
Yeah,
That
those
would
are
be fun.
Those are hilarious.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're so well timed with what else was going on at the
Uh-huh.
time. So good. So I heard you like to send gifts in attempt to break up marriages. Can you talk about that?
Oh my goodness, I did not mean to. That was not my intentions. It just happened.
No.
And as I say that, I thought it was a small gift, and
Mhm.
I'm sorry that I listened. You know.
It's a good thing to listen to, ladies. That's
Yes.
all I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for listening. Oh my gosh. I guess he was one of the ones that left. I don't see any comment from him. All right. So, Dell does not like scary movies. Okay. I think they're fun parodies, and it's definitely what people were not expecting for sure. All right. So since you're here,
Oh, there he is.
what do you say?
We're talking about me.
You know what? I'm with Cody on this one.
I love Ken. You know, so and that's the thing.
That's
you know,
love for the two of you as a unit.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite thing. Ken is like, oh, I had no idea you like those. Do you like them? It's like she said it many times, or she said it before. So
Yeah. I got to put that up again.
nothing but love to Ken and Michelle. They're
That's
some of my
right.
favorite people.
Beautiful people.
Yeah.
Beautiful people. All right. I said I'd pull up the wikis for this, but I know we're talking movies, but when I first found out that you love 90s, 80s, 90s music, I was like, how could I incorporate this into our conversation? So we're going to talk 90s, but we're going to talk 90s in the form of movies through soundtracks.
Oh my goodness.
So as you can imagine, great soundtracks or great movies back in the 90s, but we're going to focus on, as I was saying before, how I got my son into the hood classics. We're gonna go into these. So basically, you're either gonna know the movie, the soundtrack, or both. You tell me if I pop it up and you have not seen the movie, we could just talk the soundtrack. If you've seen the movie, we could do both.
Okay.
But just to get all the other ones out the way, because it's gonna be mostly R&B, hip hop, rap, whatever. Good soundtracks, so stuff like Singles, The Crow had a banging soundtrack. Judgment Night had a good one. We were talking about that the other day. Train Spotting, also good. But with those out the way, I'm just going to bring it up. You tell me if you've seen the movie. If you did, say what it's about, if you remember, and then we'll talk the soundtrack.
Okay.
So, first one first.
Mo Money. Yes, I've seen this movie. I haven't seen it in forever though. So VHS days.
So
So,
you remember
I
what it's
remember the
about?
movie. I don't remember what it's about, but I remember liking it. I remember having it on I actually have it on like it's like a double disc. It's like that in High School High or something. It was a strange double disc.
That sounds about
Yeah.
right. That sounds like something it would be.
Yeah, I just remember Mo Money, Mo Money, Mo Money.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 1992, that summer, the soundtrack came out. You remember soundtracks used to come out like before the movie,
Uh-huh.
and the singles would play on the radio and all
Uh-huh.
that. So yeah, it was just a guy trying to impress a girl, Stacey Dash, and just fell into some money. That's all
Yeah.
we'll say for there.
I love Stacey Dash.
I used to.
Well,
I'll
okay.
leave it at that.
I should say that too. I used to like Stacey Dash very much.
But do you remember that soundtrack at all? It had some bangers on there.
I mean, I'm sure I know the songs, but I couldn't tell you what was in it.
There was that one with Janet Jackson and Luther Vandross, "Best Things in Life Are Free."
Mhm.
There was one by Karen Wheeler from Soul to Soul called "I Adore You." Ice Cream Dream by MC Light. It had like 7 singles on that soundtrack. Lord knows how many actual tracks it had. But that was like the beginning of, we're going to put out a soundtrack and hopefully the movie is just as good kind of thing.
I miss soundtracks. I mean, they still have soundtracks, but they just
Not
don't,
like those.
Not like they used to.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one, I had 2 cassettes of it, 3 CDs, so much so I gave one to my best friend. So he had one in his car and he had one in his house. And I know you've seen this.
Of course, yes.
Yes. Tell the people what this is about if they don't know.
Yeah. So Juice is about a crew, and they want to be DJs, or one of them wants to be a DJ, and another one wants to make money. And they kind of go down the wrong rabbit hole because of a certain character in the movie.
Yes.
And it is such a great movie, such a great powerful performance by Tupac Shakur.
Yeah. I watch this and I just think about what would happen if he was still with us and still acting, because a lot of people may not know he went to school, like from middle school, for like gifted artists. So he's been acting and doing everything from like stage plays to Shakespeare since he was in his early teens. Him and Jada Pinkett. Yeah, went to school together. But this soundtrack, man, oh my gosh. The reason I bought it so many times is because it's so good.
Yeah, I've never had that soundtrack, but that'd be a great soundtrack to have.
It is. It starts off with that Naughty by Nature track. Then you got Juice, Know the Ledge by Eric B. and Rakim. Big Daddy Kane was on it. That's the scene when he was practicing in the beginning in his bedroom on the turntables. He was playing that Big Daddy Kane song.
Yeah. You got the juice now.
Yeah, at the end, that's what you said.
It's a great movie, man.
Yeah, great movie, great soundtrack for sure.
Yeah. Even if you're not interested in the movie, just look up Tupac's scene where he's next to the lockers.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it's haunting. It's haunting. It really is like a scene from like White Heat or like the original Scarface. Like, dude was crazy.
Yeah.
Talking about Pac, what about this one?
Above the Rim, yes.
Now, I think this was one where the soundtrack was definitely as good as the movie, because you got Tupac, you got Dwayne Martin, you got Marlon Wayans, you got Eddie King in the back, or Leon as he's professionally known, not the Five Heartbeats version. But I think this is when Death Row was like at the top of their game as far as like that G-Funk West Coast rap. So Regulate by Warren G and Nate Dogg, that was like the monster hit from that soundtrack. And then you had Lady of Rage with Afro Puffs and Snoop Dogg, and they had their own track with the Dog Pound.
Yeah, I remember being a little kid watching this and watching the ending. I was like, what?
So good. So good. I'll give you two more. This one's a little bit more tame. I wouldn't even call this a hood classic, but do you remember this one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. This one had the Whitney song that was like the big hit, but I used to listen to this all the time because it had that Brandy track on it. Sitting Up in My Room.
Brandy. I love Brandy.
I used to love me some Brandy, man.
I just got this not too long ago.
Yes, I was gonna put that on here too, but really,
Bodyguard.
It's all Whitney.
I know it is. Yeah,
soundtrack is just all Whitney. It's like a Whitney album.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were every once in a while, like on a Saturday, we'll just get up and watch like old music videos, and that one came on, the for I Will Always Love You, and I was like, I haven't watched this movie in ages. I don't remember a thing about it.
They were showing it in a theater near my house a couple months ago, and I was going to go see it, but something happened where I couldn't go. I was like, man, I really wish I would have saw that on the big screen.
Yeah, it was a good movie, and I mean, between the movie and the soundtrack, they just ruled. It was like at the end of when was it? No, it was when did Bodyguard come out? Was it the summer? It seems like the summer.
I have no idea when it came out, but it was Bodyguard 93, 92?
92. So I'm looking to see when it came out.
It seems like an August release.
It was end of the year.
End of the year?
Probably for award season.
Yeah. Was it like a Christmas release or a Thanksgiving release?
Thanksgiving. I just remember it being everywhere, and that song played until the following spring, summer, just top of the charts.
That song's still playing, man.
Oh my gosh, so good. So good. And this last one is a personal favorite of mine. Eddie.
I've never seen Boomerang.
Bro. All right, it's out on Paramount Blu-ray. So
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They came out with that and Harlem Nights on the same day.
Oh, okay. I do remember those. I remember Harlem Nights and something else coming out. I do want to see it. What is this one about?
Basically, he's a womanizer and he gets turned out by somebody.
Okay.
So
Halle Berry's in it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She plays the love interest, but he also has Robin Gibbons to deal with.
Robin Gibbons from Blank Man fame.
And Mike Tyson fame. But this soundtrack was big. This was the LaFace era, so Babyface and I think what's her name? Toni Braxton.
Oh,
had a song on there.
Toni Braxton was my first CD I ever got.
Oh, really?
Secrets, yes.
Nice.
1996.
Good album.
Dude, Unbreak My Heart was my jam. I was like,
I still play that.
I was like, man, I
still
singing in the shower. I was like 8-year-old kid. I'm like, wow. and then she had the other one, Making Me Higher, and she's like in like the tub of cotton candy.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, this is great for a little kid to be watching. But yeah, that was my first CD with Secrets.
But the monster hit from that soundtrack was Boyz II Men, End of the Road. That was like I Will Always Love You. It was like just stayed on the top for all that time. So
yeah, Boyz II Men's one of my favorite groups. Them and New Edition.
Yeah. Two great groups right there.
I would love to see New Edition live. I've seen
they've toured a lot because they toured with both Ralph and Johnny in there.
Yeah, I like or I've seen Boyz II Men a couple times, but I have not seen New Edition yet, and that's that's my bucket list to see them.
I hear you. I hear you. And the other thing I liked about that soundtrack, the last song on it was a B-side of Tribe Called Quest, the song called Hot Sex on a Platter. Used to love that song.
Dang, this is the Boomerang soundtrack?
Yeah.
Dang, that's good. I'm gonna have to get that soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's
it had
a good soundtrack.
PM Dawn, I'll Die Without You, End of the Road, Boyz II Men, Tony Braxton, Love Should Have Brought You Home Last Night, and then Hot Sex on a Platter. Great soundtrack. Great soundtrack. All right, let's check in with the chat because they didn't know that was coming. Time for fun and games with the mail boy. Okay. Had the Mo Money soundtrack.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's a line from Mo Money. I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember that line.
Yeah. So many bangers. Yep. Saw the movie Juice. Yeah. Ernest Dickerson. He came from behind the DP camera to direct that movie. So good. Yeah. Sip the juice. I got enough to go around. That's right. Rakim. Yeah. Bigger fan of In Living Color.
I love In Living Color.
Yeah. Miss old Tupac. I didn't like him when he got his. Hey, Suge gave him opportunity. Nobody else was doing that with him coming right out of jail. So yeah, very good. There was a clip of White Heat in Juice. That's what they were watching in Steele's living room. I remember that. Yeah, Above the Rim. We need that Blu-ray.
Yes, desperately.
I still got the DVD.
See, and that's what I keep doing. It's like I have the DVD, but I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this until it comes out on Blu-ray. I've been saying that for 15 years, so I'm gonna have to start watching that.
You gotta watch that DVD sometime.
This is gonna become a first-time watch.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Best movie and soundtrack. Streets is watching. I was waiting for that. It's on your top 25 list. I knew that I was waiting for that one. Yeah, he says Top of the World at the end. Bodyguard 92. Yeah, it is funny when people choose I Will Always Love You as their first dance at a wedding song. They didn't listen to the lyrics at all. The other one is The Police, Every Breath You Take. It's straight up about stalking a woman.
Yeah.
Why are you playing this at your wedding, dude?
Maybe people just listen to like they listen to like the hook and oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so true. What's on HBO Max?
I think Boomerang.
Oh, even better.
I think that's what he was talking about, but I could be wrong.
Chris Rock line. First the Fat Boys break up, now this. Which JC used in a song. Yes. Yeah, David Alan Grier was also in Boomerang too. He played one of his best friends.
Oh, okay.
And Martin Lawrence. It's a great lineup.
Dang, I have to watch that.
Eartha Kitt, Grace Jones. Oh, just a great cast all together. Bob wants to know if you're a fan of DMX as a rapper or actor.
Huge fan of his music and his acting.
Hit up Bob. He's gonna have something coming up soon.
He actually, it was funny after DMX died, and I was kind of texting my friends about him. I was like, I just came to realize because I used his music for one of my trailers once. Yeah. So he was with me through film, and he was also in my entrance music for wrestling. So I was like, he was a big part of like my foundation when I was younger. Like I love DMX. I'm a ride or die DMX.
I hear you. And a lot of people don't realize it's not just the music, that he was also a really good actor. You know, Romeo Must Die. I watch that all the time.
And they wanted to make him like the next big action star. It's just he couldn't show up, and he was facing some demons. But Joel Silver was throwing a lot of money his way.
Ooh, Del has an interesting question. Is Tony Braxton an Anita Baker knockoff?
I don't think so.
Nah. Who was saying that in your house? You live with 3 women, so I want to know who was saying that in your house. So did you bring that up, Del? I want to know. It's
funny. My friend's seeing Anita Baker next year, and I was thinking about seeing because I've never seen Anita Baker. I
She
was like,
gives a great show.
mhm.
Great show. Yes, Spike Lee's previous cinematographer was Ernest Dickerson. Yep. Lady Eloise. He'll find out what that means. DMX was Bob's childhood. Yes.
I got Dark Man X. Love that.
Yeah, John Witherspoon, another person in Boomerang. Bang, 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 bang. And everything must coordinate. Yeah, there you go. DMX movies, Romeo Must Die, Cradle to the Grave, always on
Yeah.
cable. Good stuff. Good stuff right there. Yeah, and then he did all the music videos with Aaliyah.
Mhm.
That took like stuff from the movie or Back in One Piece. That was the one that he did with her because he was on that track. All right, my man. Hope that was fun for you.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I don't get to talk music very often.
I know.
Especially like 90, like that kind of era music,
Yeah, and then he went right from that into the 2000s, and you get M and you get G Unit and all that. Great times.
Yeah,
Great times.
That's actually like I'm a huge Eminem and G Unit fan. I
Mhm.
don't know if you noticed I threw up a G Unit song when I was promoting this earlier.
I saw that. And I was
Yeah.
like, not a lot of people know this. That's a bit of a deep cut when you throw hands up on.
Yeah, Lloyd Banks was my favorite member.
Yeah, Banks is cool.
Yeah,
Banks is cool.
Christopher
All right.
Lloyd.
Ready for the 5 takes?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Let's do it. So we start off with number 1. Name the movie that made you fall in love, or name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
I think it's gonna be Child's Play 2. It
Talk
was
about
just
it.
so my grandma owned a grocery store when I was a little kid, and she had a movie rental section, and I would always see the Child's Play 2 VHS cover. So I would just look at it all day, every day, and I would beg my mom to rent it, and she'd say no, no, no. But then she finally let me rent it, and I loved it. I mean, it terrified me, but it made me fall in love with movies. I was like, okay, I love movies, and I would watch movies all the time, just rent them from that store, and I loved it. Another one was. Yeah, let's just go with Child's Play 2 because I was like, man, I can go on and on about movies that have influenced me, but
Yeah.
that was it's got to be Child's Play 2.
I hear you.
But
all right.
oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was like, that wasn't even the question. I was like, but a movie that actually inspired me to maybe want to start, or the thing that made me want to like start thinking about, hey, I could probably make
Yeah.
a movie.
What
There
was
was
that?
there was a music video by Garth Brooks when I was a really, really young kid. It was
Yeah.
called Thunder Rolls.
Yeah, I know that song.
I was that video blew me away, and I knew, and he played the abusive husband, and I knew it was him. So I was like, oh, so he's I was like, okay, so Garth Brooks doesn't do that. So it was weird. I was like, wow. So I was actually listening to the lyrics of the song while watching it, and it was going along with it, and I was like, man, I want to make something like this one day, and that had to be, I think, like 93. So I was very young, I was like 5 years old, being like, wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I remember that video.
Shot in my head. Yeah.
Now that you're talking about it, I remember that video. It was very dramatic.
Yeah. He was
with the lightning crackling. And
yeah. He was like
moving
he was like
clouds.
cheating on his wife, and he comes home, he gets mad, he's abusive. She shoots. It was a wild music video, and I've just never seen that in a music video before. And I was like, whoa. Like especially a country music video.
I know, but half them songs.
I know. Yeah, I know. Really.
Dog died.
Yeah.
Wife just left him,
Uh-huh.
or some abuse going on because she stayed.
Yeah.
Number 2. Name 5 of your favorite films.
So Terminator 2, The Crow, Batman 89, The Lion King, and Rocky.
That's good. Off the top of the dome.
Uh,
That's good. I'm not even going to mess with that. I'm just going to leave that right there. Man just said, cut. All right, let's see how fast you are on everyone's favorite question. Number 3, name a classic movie that everybody loves, but you can't stand.
So it's a movie I saw when I was really young, and I have to watch it again. It's going to be The Exorcist. I saw it when I was like 8 years old, And I saw it with a friend who, like, when she was like crawling up the stairs as a crab, he screamed and ran out of the room. And I was like, I thought it was so boring. But I know if I watched it now, I would really enjoy it. So I'm waiting for that 4K to come out and then ask me again about that. But a movie that I can't stand, really, I can't stand Lord of the Rings. It's just it's too boring for me. I saw all three of them in theaters, but honestly, I saw the 2 and 3 because of Brad Dourif.
Yeah, you're gonna get some hate on that, but
On
it's not
Exorcist?
for everybody. No, on Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Or maybe
yeah.
Exorcist.
Exorcist with the
Mel,
movie.
what made you shout out? What was it, Exorcist or was it Lord of the Rings? Something tells me it's Exorcist. But let's see. Mike hates Lord of the Rings, and Caprice says, "Thank you, Cody." It's a lot of walking for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what it is for me, and I'm not defending it, but it was for Exorcist.
Okay. And like I said, I was 8 years old, and for some reason, when people like get over scared, it
Yeah.
takes me out of the movie, even if I'm 8. So when he got up and started screaming, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess I just don't get. So I kind of defeated the moment. So I definitely want. So I definitely want to watch it again because I've never watched it since.
For me, it's like when I start to hear things, and this happened most recently with when people people are fainting in Terrifier 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't seen All Hallows Eve, Terrifier, or Terrifier 2, and I was like, I need to see these. Yeah. If this is what's happening in theaters, I haven't heard of this since Exorcist.
Exorcist, yeah.
So I definitely want to see it. So I mean, you're gonna have a chance. It's coming out in 4K this year if you want to cop it.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to, and I have a feeling it's going to be like a first time watch, and I'm really going to
because you haven't seen it in so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, I was gonna say this, Tim. At least you've seen Lord of the Rings. He still hasn't seen him, and it's in his house, all of them.
Yeah. And I did see him in theaters, so
yeah, and that's a different thing. And I think you've heard me say something about the end of Return of the King. I don't know if it's just the emotion in it or that it just ended, but those books were like really, really important to me. So I have like nostalgic value. Those and the Hobbits, not the movies. The movies are terrible, but so after seeing many attempts to do it right, when somebody actually did it right and probably went too right because it was like almost too literary, yeah, I get it. But I could see have you seen Clerks 2 before?
I have not seen Clerks 2. I've only seen the first one.
Even if you haven't seen it, you should Google. There's a scene where they're having an argument about the Holy Trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so the Holy Trilogy is Star Wars to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when the guy said the Holy Trilogy, the young kid says, "One ring to rule them all," meaning Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And they start to have an argument about it. And at one point, he basically makes it clear that it's just a bunch of walking.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to. It's that and the third one are on my list to see. And I used to like the cartoon of The Hobbit when, like, I remember they used to show it in school, like
so good
the day before Thanksgiving. I used to love that. So I almost saw The Hobbit the movie, but I was like, I just can't.
No, it would spoil it for you. It would spoil it for you. So the director's cut in theaters, it is a fun watch. That's
pretty cool.
Like, we used to do that in college. If we found out someone within our group never saw it, we would like strap them down and make them watch it. We were almost like Clockwork Orange with like Alex holding their eyes open.
Yeah, that's the same with The Conjuring. I went to go see it in theaters, and there was some guy in the theater who got up and screamed. He's running around, making everybody laugh. So it took me out, and I never saw another Conjuring movie after that.
It happens.
Yeah,
it happens. I'm with you, Michael. I prefer the theatrical cut. I think the director's cut is worth seeing one time for the extras, but I think the flow of the theatrical cut is better.
Yeah. Now, I do love the third one, though. I will say I have seen that.
Exorcist 3?
Yeah. Of course, another Brad Dourif performance.
Yeah, just we won't talk about the second one. More, I love Exorcist, but plenty of classics I don't like. We're all like that. That's why it's a great question. Getting back to questions, let's flip that and go to number 4. name a critically hated movie that you love.
Every movie I like.
All the horror movies, all the comedies.
No, so Batman and Robin. I love Batman and Robin.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I got to tell you a story. So VHS days, I was in a pissy mood anyway, so I left the house pissed. I walked to the video store, and it's the one I used to normally take the bus or get a ride from my dad. So we're talking like a 8-mile walk. I walked the whole way, pissed the whole way. And the only new thing they had was Batman and Robin. So I was happy that they had something new and holding it for me. And I get home and I'm still mad. You ever walk more than 15 miles and you're still mad? And I sit down to watch this, and the jokes are just, they say, that joke went over your head. It was just going below my head. And I was just like, this sucks. I hit eject. I took it out. I didn't even rewind it from the spot I left it off. And I walked back to the video store. And I was like, this is a piece of And I slammed it down. And I said, I want my money back.
Wow.
And it was like, no problem, dude. Pick something else out.
Dang.
And I think I picked like Crush Groove or something I know would make me happy.
So I had a different experience. My grandma took me for my birthday, and then I remember afterwards she took me to KB Toys and got the action figures. So it was a nice. It was a nice KB. Yeah, that's named right after you, buddy. Yeah, so it was a nice experience for me. And I saw it recently. I was like, man, I really like this movie. Another movie I like that a lot of people don't is North. You remember the movie North with Elijah Wood? People hate that movie. He wants to get emancipated, so he goes to different parents. So he goes like an Eskimo's house. He goes, he goes to a cowboy's house. He goes to all these different places. Like John Ritter's one of his parents in it.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome. And it stars of course Elijah Wood, Jason Alexander, and it also has Bruce Willis. He makes appearances in all his little families as a different character. I like it. It gets crapped on all the time.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's called North.
Oh wow. All right, chat. I'm gonna catch up on you. Let's see. Tim's not a fantasy person, but his friends love it. That's right. Steve in the house. What's going on, sir?
Steve, what's up, buddy?
Caprice, you know what's up. Let's watch them all in one sitting. That's what I normally do.
Lord of the Rings?
Like, yeah, it's like we normally do it on a Sunday with the kids and just watch. It's just like we take like bathroom breaks and food breaks. But
that's awesome though. And I have a feeling
it's something to do together,
Like if my friends wanted to get together or somebody I knew wanted to get together and watch all three of them, I would sit down and watch them. And chances are I might like them, but I just don't have the urge to watch them again.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people like them. A lot of people or love them. People love them.
But like we were saying before, somebody's like, "Oh, you got to watch it, or you'll really enjoy it if you watch extended editions or something." You're not going to. You're not going to. There's no way. That was the line. Even the trees walked in that movie.
that was that was my favorite. Was that the third one where the trees were fighting? I remember watching that. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But I thought Brad Dourif played a good villain.
He's a great underrated actor.
I love the dude to death.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, that line was so funny. Let's see.
Man,
I love fantasy flicks, but The Lord of the Rings knocks me out faster than NyQuil. Mizzy with the nostalgia too. I remember KB Toys back in the days. Yeah, man, it was either that or I'd have to drive like almost to the edge of the other side of Brooklyn to go to the one Toys R Us that was like, it was like Toys R Us and then the highway. So
man, you should have went to FOA Schwartz in Times Square.
Yeah.
You could have went there. Well, that
would have been more expensive to get to like the city, and you're not just gonna do that. So but
man, check out North. It's a fun time, but it's early 90s, so just prepare yourself. It's not the greatest.
Oh, let's see. It looks like Nick sent that Clerks 2 to your Instagram. Yeah,
okay.
Check that out.
All right,
it's not going to spoil the movie for you or anything, because it's just like secondary characters arguing, but it's funny from seeing Lord of the Rings and not liking it. It's an interesting
Yeah,
It's
it's
an
funny.
interesting argument.
I think I may have seen that before because that sounds one to rule them all. And
Yeah.
I have been wanting to sit down and watch all three Clerks back to back. So
Yeah, I haven't watched the third one yet, but I think that would be a fun experience because they're so different
Mhm.
in between the movies with just like threaded themes throughout them besides the characters.
Yeah.
10 hours of Hobbits. I like Loto, but no way in hell am I watching more than one in a given day. It's an experience. It really is because I don't know. It's just something we tried one year and then, people
Yeah,
liked
tradition.
it. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Sometimes we have people over and do it, so it's pretty
That's awesome.
cool. All right. Thank you everyone in the chat who's still hanging out. Before we head out, I want to thank them. I want to thank you before we get into number 5. And that is, who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
So I saw Tracy. I was going to pick Tracy, but she was already on Wednesday. And I thought she was going to pick me as well. But
Yep.
I think Derek from Pure Hangout would be awesome on here. I don't know if you've ever had him on here. I don't
Mhm.
think so. But I instantly connected with him. And I feel like he could be like a big brother. We just kind of clicked that way.
Yeah.
Very cool guy.
I like his videos too.
Mhm.
When he picks the 3 random movies off the shelf, I
Uh-huh.
think that's unique and just talking about them and everything. So
Yeah.
that'd be fun. Definitely be fun to have him on. So
Yeah, and of course, and I didn't say people like Side Hustle Cinema because I think you've tried it. You want to get him on here.
yeah,
I just know
we
he has
just
a,
keep missing dates. So.
he has a wild schedule, and and I'm sure you've tried to reach out to Justin from the Rad Pack. I'd love to see him on here as well.
The funny thing is, I'm gonna be with Justin in like
A week, yeah.
a week from now, so I might just like put a gun to his head and be like, "Bro, give me a half hour.
Dude,
give me an hour." Just
he's always editing. He's always
a busy dude.
Yeah, busy dude. He's cool dude. Very cool dude.
Yeah,
and I know he wants to do more stuff like this.
yeah. So I think it'll be fun. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
bring my laptop, bring my ring light, and say, "Come on, let's do it right now," and just go live and see what happens. So, but in the meanwhile, sir, thank you. Thank you for this hangout. Thank you for coming on the conversation. Thank you to everyone still in chat. Tell the people where they could find you.
You can find me at Doodoo Loves Movies on YouTube and Instagram, all one word. I'd love to have you guys come over. I'm very new, so come watch me learn and grow, and we can learn and grow together.
Yes, sir. Follow him, give him a sub. Great videos, great content. Is the contest for Dr. Giggles over today?
It's over next Friday.
Next Friday.
So I'm going to have it go till next Friday. So yeah, guys, I'm giving away a free copy of Dr. Giggles unopened plus Side Hustle Cinema's custom-made slip for it. So all you got to do is go watch the video and it'll explain how to enter.
Yes. And yeah, Derek would be a nice guest. Thank you. Oh, good announcement coming up. Movie swap, Del. Derek's going to be on Tuesday night. That was going to be Laren's answer.
Oh, sorry, my friend.
Just to let you know, Laren is coming soon. Looking
I
forward to that.
I saw that. I'm excited. Laren's a cool guy. He's a good supporter.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Caprice. Thank you all for hanging out. Mizzy, like learning more about you, he says. Always a blast, says Johnny. Thank you. It was a chill night. A little bit different than what we do, a little bit longer and everything. So glad everyone enjoyed it. So for now, we're going to be signing off. But like I said, hit the like button on your way out. And
Roundhouse kick that like button on the way out.
Yes, sir. I was waiting for it. And go watch.